Hello, and welcome back to the Self-Love Studios channel. I am Amanda Holland. Today's video is going to be a little different from our usual affirmations. I want to step back and talk about something that sits underneath all of it. Something that determines how well those affirmations actually land in real life. What I am talking about is self-care. Not the surface version of it or the aesthetic version you see on social media, but the real-life kind that quietly shapes your ability to cope, to function, and to recover from the stress of everyday life. So let's take a few minutes and talk about it together. When people hear the word self-care, they often think of rest days, treating themselves, or doing something comforting when life slows down. But in reality, self-care is much closer to maintenance than reward. It is what keeps your system functioning under pressure. And when it's missing for too long, you don't just feel it emotionally. You feel it mentally and physically too. There's a term that gets used often now, and the word is burnout. The World Health Organization describes burnout as a condition linked to chronic stress that has not been successfully managed. But most people don't notice it at the beginning. It doesn't usually show up as collapse. It shows up quietly. You might feel more irritable than usual, more tired even after rest, more scattered in your thinking, more emotionally thin, like there isn't much left to give. And it doesn't only come from work. It can come from parenting, caregiving, emotional responsibility, or simply being in a season of life where you have been carrying too much for too long without enough recovery. And over time, that lack of recovery adds up. Your mind and body are not designed to run on constant output. Research in psychology and stress physiology consistently shows that chronic stress without recovery impacts sleep, mood regulation, immune function, and cognitive clarity. In simpler terms, when there is not enough recovery, then everything starts to feel harder than it actually is. Not because you are incapable, but because you are depleted. And if you are someone who naturally shows up for others, this part can be especially important. Because the instinct is often to keep going, to keep giving, to keep holding things together. But there is a limit to what you can pour out without being refilled. And burnout doesn't make you more available to others. It gradually reduces your capacity to be present at all. Self-care also includes the basics we tend to overlook when life gets busy: hydration, nutrition, and rest. Water intake affects energy and mental clarity. Nutrition affects mood stability and focus. Sleep affects emotional regulation and stress tolerance. These are not extras. They are foundational. And when they are neglected, emotional strain becomes harder to manage. So if you take anything from this video, let it be this: self-care is not about doing more. It is about not running yourself into depletion. It is about noticing what your mind and body are telling you instead of overriding it, and allowing yourself to matter in the same way you naturally allow others to matter. You don't have to fix everything today, but you can begin by noticing where you are right now with full honesty, without judgment, and responding with a little more care for yourself than you did yesterday. If this video helped you in any way, I'd love for you to stay connected with the channel. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll know when new self-care and healing videos are released. I'll see you again soon.